Hi, I'm Kamali, taking you through some of the things people are talking about and some of the stuff they're sharing around the world on Newsfeed today. Can social media help another Saudi woman try and get asylum? Preservation in Palestine, we show you one woman's unusual archive. And so long, Game of Thrones, we look at how the last episode may go down in TV history. And at the top of our newsfeed, another woman from Saudi Arabia has turned to social media to raise awareness about her situation. The use of Twitter and other networks by people trying to gain support for asylum requests has become a trend in recent months for people from Saudi Arabia. Adama takes us through this latest case.
Another cry for help on social media, another Saudi woman pleading for freedom. 40-year-old Ghada Al-Fadl says her life and those of her husband and 3 children are in danger. Over the weekend, she appealed to Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, and the United Nations to help her get asylum in Greece. Ghada says she fled Saudi Arabia in 2010 because she wanted to be a working woman, but was repeatedly harassed by the religious police. She arrived in Damascus and married a Syrian a year later. But Saudi authorities refused to validate their marriage as he is foreign. Even after war broke out in Syria, Riyadh officials denied Ghada's husband permission to enter the kingdom with her. The family was eventually forced to flee Damascus in 2017. They crossed illegally into Turkey, then to Greece. A GoFundMe page has been set up, and Saudi rights group Al-Qist, which has dealt with similar cases, is in the process of verifying her story. Ghada joins a line of Saudi women who have used social media to highlight their plight.
We are Saudi sisters. My name is Maha and my sister Wafa.
Last month, sisters Maha and Wafa al-Subay tweeted that they were stuck in Georgia. The young women said they were trying to escape abuse from their family.
Finally, we're going to another country.
The sisters have been granted asylum in an undisclosed country. And in January, Saudi teenager Rahab al-Qunun made headlines after barricading herself in a Bangkok hotel, pleading for help on Twitter. She alleges her family was abusing her. Canada has accepted her asylum request. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has been praised for introducing a number of gender equality reforms, including women's right to drive and the easing of male guardianship laws. But with ongoing pleas from women like Ghada, how far these reforms really go has been put in doubt.
Okay, let's take a look at some of the other things that caught our eye on social media. The trade war between China and the United States is still going on, and now it has its own theme tune. This is basically a remix of a song called Tunneled War, which was an anti-Japanese anthem from the 1960s. The opening lyrics of the updated track are trade war, not afraid of the outrageous challenge. It's already racked up hundreds of thousands of views on social media in China. A popular British politician on the campaign trail has been hit by a banana milkshake. Nigel Farage was integral to Britain voting to leave the EU and has demonised immigrants, Muslims in particular. Milkshaking, as it's now being called, seems to be a developing trend in the United Kingdom. Farage is the second far-right politician to be shaken. Stephen Yaxley-Lennon and Carl Benjamin were also shaken recently. And an American game show is drawing attention due to the remarkable run of one of its competitors. The internet's calling him Jeopardy James, and he has 23 consecutive games won on the long-running show. He's also bagged prize money of $1.7 million and counting. Next up, we meet people living in Turkey who've had to overcome difficulties and discrimination after being born with a genetic disability called Treacher-Collins syndrome.
Ben de herkes gibi normal bir bireyim, normal bir insanım. Hani ben de farkındayım çok tuhaf göründüğüm ama öyle bir şey yok aslında. Ben Talha Yiğit Battal, 18 yaşındayım. Hobilerim çizim, kaykay ve dans gibi şeyler. Bazen dışarıdan tuhaf bakan insanlar oluyor ama genelde ben çok takmadığım için benim açımdan bir sorun olmuyor.
Merhaba, ben Pınar Emir. 38 yaşındayım. Halk ilişkiler mezunuyum. Ben tırışık sendromluyum ve işitim engelliyim. Özellikle çocukluğumda, ilkokul dönemlerinde olumsuz davranışlara maruz kaldım. O zamanki kullandığım işitme cihazı böyle tak şeklinde kordonlu bir işitme cihazım vardı. Arkadaşlarım işitme cihazımın kordonundan tutup fırlatırlardı. Şekil söylemler de olurdu.
Hello, I am Emre Erdal. I am the founder of Yüzümle Mutluyum Derneği, can be translated as Happy Faces Association. My 2 years old daughter is born with Treacher-Collins syndrome. This syndrome causes facial anomalies. Yes, we have concerns for her future, but now we are trying to overcome all these problems that she can confront.
Bugün bile metrobüslerde, ulaşım araçlarında irite edici bakışlara hala maruz kalıyorum. İnsanların gözünü dikip uzun uzun bakması ve gözünü ayırmaması oldukça rahatsız edici.
We aim to contribute to social awareness, ensuring that people are accepted and evaluated as who they are, rather than their appearance.
Bu iş ailede başlıyor. Ailem arkamda dik durduğu için, farklı bir muamele yapılmadığı için bu konuda şanslıyım ve özgüvenimin de tam olduğunu düşünüyorum. Ailem sayesinde tabii ki bunları aştım. Şu anda problem etmiyorum. Kendisiyle barışık olmayan ya da olamayan insanlarımıza, gençlerimize şunu söylemek istiyorum. Bir yerden başlamamız gerekiyor. Mücadele etmeden, savaşmadan olmuyor.
Well, next to Palestine, where we meet a woman whose passion is protecting and preserving the traditional herbs, fruits and vegetables that are found in that part of the world.
مكتبة البذور هي عبارة عن رحلة بديتها في إعادة إحياء الأصناف البلدية اللي أنا نكهاتها كنت مشتقت لها كتير في المطبخ الفلسطيني اللي هي مهددة يعني بالانقراض مثل البطيخ الجدوعي، الخيار البلدي وإلى آخره.
مشروع حلو يعني ومشروع مشجع للأهالي البيوت بالذات اللي عندهم مساحات صغيرة زي هيك يعني إنه يكون في عندهم اكتفاء ذاتي.
Let's go around the world now for some other stories you need to know this Tuesday. There's been a sharp increase in people facing racism in the UK. According to the Guardian newspaper, the blame partly lies in British politics' normalisation of people like Carl Benjamin and Tommy Robinson, both of whom have been called out for their racism in the past. According to the study, 71% of people from minority ethnic backgrounds report racial discrimination. That's compared to 58% in 2016. Dock workers in Italy are refusing to unload a shipment that contains weapons for Saudi Arabia to use in Yemen. The arms are apparently from a Belgian supplier. Workers at the Genoa port say they refuse to take part in feeding armed conflict that violates human rights. Sea levels are going to rise higher and faster than previously thought, so says new research. It comes from the National Academy of Sciences journal and suggests that a 2-metre rise in global sea levels would displace 200 million people. As with all these reports of catastrophic impact on climate change, humanity is to blame, and humanity has the ability to avert disaster, but a government's listening. Now, vote counting is happening in India. Here are 5 things you need to know about one of the biggest democratic exercises on earth.
It's been the world's largest election. 900 million voters cast their ballots at 1 million polling stations manned by 10 million election officers for more than 8,000 candidates. Women voted in record numbers. For the first time in the country's history, women are expected to cast half of the 900 million ballots or more. The increase in voting is credited to voter advocacy campaigns. Hundreds of pink booths were also set up across the country to encourage female voters. Most booths were staffed with only females, and some even had childcare facilities. There has been violence. Clashes broke out in West Bengal between supporters of the ruling BJP party and regional Trinamool Congress party. The Election Commission of India had to ban campaigning in the state after crude bombs exploded and 17 homes were burnt down. A poll election officer was also killed in Orissa by Maoists, and a local BJP leader was shot dead in India-administered Kashmir. There have been incidents of hate speech. 4 candidates were banned from campaigning by India's Electoral Commission for Hate Speech. Yogi Adityanath, the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, was banned for 72 hours after his comments on Muslims. BJP candidate for Bhopal, Pragya Thakur, also sparked controversy by praising Gandhi's assassin, Nathuram Godse. Thakur was chosen as a candidate while still on trial for terrorism charges. Exit polls suggest Narendra Modi will be back as Prime Minister. A party needs to win 272 out of 543 seats in the Lok Sabha or the lower house of parliament to form a government. Election results are set to be announced on May 23rd.
Well, it's over. After 8 seasons, 71 episodes, and an impressive 72 hours, 16 minutes of screen time, Game of Thrones is done and dusted. Now, did you watch? Do you care? Well, after following the series religiously for years, we on Newsfeed are relieved that the epic tale has finally drawn to a close. Winter has come and gone, and spring is here, but not everyone feels the same way.
Haven't we had this conversation before?
All shows have to come to an end.
I think we have.
Some do it subtly.
Don't stop. Well, do you guys have to go to the new house right away, or do you have some time?
Some do it cheesily.
We got some time. Okay, should we get some coffee?
And some do it terribly. Now that Game of Thrones is over, how will the finale go down in TV history? Twitter's been thinking about it. Journalist Joy Reid posted this: Game of Thrones did not do very well. Many fans are disappointed. They don't like the choice of Bran the Broken as king. They took Tyrion's words and used them against the writers. And they turned the opening credits into a meme to express their feels. The extreme reaction shows that people had placed the show on a pedestal one couldn't perch on forever. Regardless of the quality, Thrones has spawned numerous armchair critics, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Some critical thinking, even if it's about a TV show, is beneficial. 19.3 million people watched the show on HBO, and countless more streamed it or downloaded it illegally. That makes it by far the most watched show in HBO history. The Long Night was the most tweeted about episode of any series or TV program ever. More than 8 million people took part in a global watch party. But with this, their watch has ended. Ghost. And last up, in the place we normally have an animal doing stuff, we have a human doing something stupid. Now the scene, a college graduation. The stage is set. On walks a young man whose name the internet has yet to reveal. He sees an opportunity to do a backflip as he accepts his diploma. But why though? He fails miserably, and if I was his principal, I'd fail him. All right, that's all from the Newsfeed team. Reach out to me with your questions, comments, complaints, and suggestions. You'll find me at Kamali Melbourne. You'll find us 24/7 on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Follow, subscribe, and add. See you again tomorrow.